Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel for OCD recovery. Today I want to talk about why OCD, when it's untamed, when you allow it to be there, when you don't work on your belief systems, when you don't change your habits and your behaviors, will typically get worse throughout time and take more and more from your life. We've made many videos on why compulsions and avoidance behaviors steal your freedom. OCD is like a virus that's out of control. It will steal so much from your life until you've justified the boxed in life that you have for normality. And it's extremely sad. The amount of people that come on calls to me with having OCD for 30 years, I work with people at all different ages. Youngest is low teens and oldest is late 70s. And when you talk to people in their mid to late 70s or early 50s who had chronic OCD for 40 years and or more. Unfortunately, they grew up at a time where it was just thoughts or medication. So I definitely have the compassion and sympathy for that. But they have justified how boxed in their life is for normal. They also don't even realize how fucked up their life actually is. If I was to give you, take my sensory motor, which I've been recovered for years. If I was to give you that, there's nothing. There's no fear cycle at all. There's absolutely nothing. And many other ones. I had really bad ROCD. I don't talk about that enough, but there's zero things. Zero fear if I made the right choice. I have a baby on the way. Nothing. There's just nothing there in that way. I have the accepted my worst case scenarios. My body dysmorphia, my fears of rejection, and everything else in between. When people come in, they say, I have a couple compulsions. You don't break it to them on the first call, but they have no idea how utterly fucked their lives actually are. I didn't know that. I thought I had a couple compulsions. Gemma and Elliot thought they had a couple compulsions. I coached both of them, the coaches on our team. Amazing recovery stories, incredible for hope on both different fronts. I mean, what Gemma's done for the female community with OCD and a lot of Jay's videos as well has been unbelievable. Incredible. Gemma's story is insane. But she did think she didn't have a lot of compulsions. There is no such thing as pure O. It does not exist. It's a nonsense term. You know how many people I work with? Yeah, I was diagnosed with pure O. I don't really have it. I'm like, okay. I ask 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions that I know what their answer is going to be, and they answer yes to all of them. I said, there you go. That's 10 outward compulsions and avoidance behaviors. Two things happen, usually. Anger of the people they are working with. It's okay. They tried their best. It's hard to understand OCD. We don't want to have that animosity. Understandable. I've definitely been there. Number two, there could be like a denial, just straight up, just like, oh, what? No. Yes, the answer is yes. You have tons of outward compulsions and tons of outward behaviors because your OCD is like a malignant cancer. It's like a glioblastoma in your brain taking over, killing you. That's what it does. You don't have a common cold. You have one of the worst mental health disorders known to humans. One of the worst. The World Health Organization did not rate OCD until the last 20 years as one of the top 6 worst things to have on earth, up there with like ALS, Parkinson's, other neurodegenerative disorders. You think they just were like ALS, Parkinson's, other forms of dementia? And you have to throw OCD in there. No, they threw OCD in there because it's fucking cooked. That's why they did it. So, but there's hope. Phil@OCDrecovery.com. Please reach out if you want to learn more about our subscriptions. We have so many people signing up. We have different options with that. We have weekly, bi-weekly, once a month, different packs. Get you access to the WhatsApp groups. When you're in the subscription, you get the private access to some of the advanced webinars where Rob comes, which is a real treat. It's not a forever thing. Consistency in the beginning is important. So anyway, because I forgot to add that in. Let's jump back to what we were talking about. So, it's very hard to admit that you're not in the good spot. It's very hard, depending on your personality and how you were raised and your current belief systems and where you come from, your socioeconomic factors, the other areas in your life and hardships you've been through, all sorts of stuff. It's hard to admit, it's not just a male thing, that you're not doing well. When you do admit that you're not doing well, it's very difficult to find someone that can relate to you and be real. The number one thing that people say to me all over the world, dozens and dozens of countries, different backgrounds, different cultures, different color skin, different, religious beliefs. If I was to pull it all together, what's the number one thing that you like about us? They say you're real. You have a personality. You can connect with me. You don't seem like you're just reading off a sheet. Okay, well, when you tell me that, Okay, yeah. So have you done exposures for that? No, that's a thought. It's methodical. There's no connection. I don't ever have to think about what I'm going to say. I know OCD like I know what my fucking face looks like. That's how well I know this disorder. It is very hard to understand that without having it. And coming out the other side and maintaining it. It's very, very difficult. Next to impossible. Just the truth. We all know it. And you got to be able to joke around. You got to be able to know the person you're talking to. What are their belief systems like outside of their main fears? How can I break this to them that they're probably doing worse than they think they are? Are they a little bit more on the progressive side of things? Are they a little bit too strong on the right side of things? Are they kind of in the middle and they kind of flip-flop back and forth? Do they have XYZ religious principles? Do they hold atheistic principles? Do they play sports? Are they disciplined? Do they have no discipline? It is a chess game. I have to understand who I'm working with, their perspectives, and their belief systems to even break to them. I'll give you an example. Someone comes in, middle America, maybe more conservative belief systems. I can tell within 5 minutes how I can speak to these people. Okay? I say to them, usually not in the first call, but something like, look, you're underestimating how fucked up you are. You're in a rough spot. It's okay. This is what's going to happen. Maybe someone that's grew up in a community where it's a little bit more progressive. Maybe more, just a little bit more liberal. Nothing wrong with this. So this is what makes humans unique. It's nice to have, respectable mutual disagreements, which is almost impossible nowadays, but I have to be a little bit more cautious of how I say it. It's not a bad thing. That's just what they're used to. Like, hey, I know this isn't, is easy, not easy to hear, but there's a lot of work to be done. For me, I like the straight talk. It's one of the main reasons that people come into me. I want you to look, doesn't mean I'm going to change. I want you to look me in the face and say, you are acting like an actual fucking idiot. I'm like, yeah, I am. Then I probably won't change. Then I probably have to learn the hard way. I know this about myself. I learn only by doing things the hard way. I am so dumb in that manner. And I've just completely accepted that that's the way it's going to be. Erica always says, my wife, you could go somewhere and there's a sign that says, 10 people did this and they all fell and broke their leg. Out of 32 people. I'm like, it's like 1/3. Who gives a shit? And then I have to do it, break my leg, to have said, I should probably take that more seriously. But at least I did it. So there's pros in it. I don't get stuck in the analysis paralysis. It's like the Joker when he goes up Harvey Dent. He's like, hot, and he's like, you're a plan. Don't look like a man with a plan. I just do things, right? I don't think about my belief systems and everything like that, but it's just the truth. That's just the reality of this. Okay? I'm telling you right now, it's not what people think. This is going to take a lot more from your life if you don't. You think you're going to be able to coast? I've had people say this to me. I want to recover to 80%. Hey, I have a malignant tumor in my pancreas that's metastatic onto my liver and on my spine. Let's bring it down to 80%. Huh? The OBGYN's going to look at you like you've lost your mind. He going to look at you like you are delulu. That ain't going to happen. And no one would ever say that. People might think it, but, they probably wouldn't say it in that situation. It's like alcoholism. This is what sobriety means to me. Dumbest thing on earth. There's one definition of sobriety. That is being sober. Yo, bro, I'm sober. Smoking the joint. I'm sober, bro. No, you're not. You just don't drink alcohol. You're not sober. You literally are not sober. OCD recovery has one definition. One, numero uno. There is no such thing as this is what recovery means to me. It is the absence of chronic anxiety, shame, and guilt, and other symptoms. It is a state of baseline peace. It is not thinking and reminding yourself of your fears. It is not mantras. It is not reviewing acceptance. It is broken down the fear of being stuck forever. It is broken down the fear of having a relapse. It's being willing to experience. Your habits have improved. There's no compulsions. There's no self-reassurance. There's no fear of doing those things, even if they did happen. This is completely misunderstood. And it's a huge life overhaul. It's not just a couple compulsions. Phil@ocdrecovery.com. Hope to hear from you soon. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.